to the first episode of 2022. It's a good bit of news today. Got the new merchandise come in, pretty cool. I used to make a lot of t-shirts many years ago when we used to do thousands and thousands of t-shirts, and quality's not bad. The link is in the description if you want to get it. Also websites and other bits and pieces, so you can head down the description and check that out. We've had a little bit of success over the last few days. I haven't really made any videos, so I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but we've sorted it out. I've done one thing, which has actually fixed all these guys. We're going to get them out today anyway. You'll know by now with the intro, I've got a drone, so we're going to use a little bit of drone today, see if we can have a bit of a play around, get some really cool footage. Probably an official proper trailer for Velocity. The one was a little bit of a teaser before. Right, so before we get any further, we're going to have a look at these young birds. There's quite a few in here. They're looking really good. Keep getting better. Every round is better and better. Just on the merchandise side, I don't control any of the shipping and all that kind of stuff. It is a third party, so I do apologize for anyone who thinks it's too expensive. I don't set those prices, shipping, all that kind of stuff. It either comes from the UK or America, and I just got mine, I think it come from America, so I do apologize. There's not much I can do about it until maybe one day I can try and do my own stuff and have a bit more control over it. But we'll go through these guys. There's a few in here that are looking really good, and then we're going to get the rest of them out for a fly. We should have 23 on this side. We should have around about 6 here. We do have the 2 white ones in here. We're going to try and organize something else for them, because this one seems to be turned around quite well. So we're going to try and organize to get them into a different loft, because I only want all my racing birds in this loft. So we might look at building a smaller separate one. But these guys are looking really good. Look at them all just relaxing there. We're going to get them out for a fly. They've been behaving, so yeah, these little guys doing pretty well. Look how good they look. She's definitely going to be a little hen by the looks of it, and she's not as tame now. You notice that she's kind of the teenage years are coming on. She's sort of rebelling a bit, but yeah, keep an eye on these whites. I was thinking about removing one of them, but he's looking pretty good, this one down here. So what we'll do is we'll just set them up with a nicer place and move them away from these birds. The race birds are only going to be race birds in here. And look at the colours on this thing. Here's well, I think this might actually be a hen though. I think the cockbird might be the tiger grizzle up here, but the colour in this little guy is sensational. For a black, I'm actually really in love with this colour. I don't think it's a spread black. I'm sure Adam's watching, so he might be able to give us a better explanation on why there's a bit of blue and a bit of white and stuff in there. But I do really like it. This is off one of Willie Teal's tiger grizzles, so this has got some Lou Brothers Hubans in it. It's got some really good Hermans in it, and also on the father's side it's got the Greek Marinics in it as well. So some of the really good imports into Australia. And the mother of this, well, basically this one's aunt, he's been doing really good in the South Australian home inside racing or whatever it is over there. I need to follow it a bit more, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to fly it. I'm definitely liking that one. This one, not as friendly, but this one's going to molt out to be a really nice tiger grizzle. The colour change in these guys is going to be phenomenal. A lot of white will come back in on this. It won't be as dark. He's definitely not as friendly as his nestmate. And he's out of here now. He's a bit of a crazy one. Have a bit of a look. We got one of Beefcakes in here that's looking pretty good. I just weaned these ones out the other day, so they're doing pretty well in here. I think this is the first full checker non-pied one that we've got from Shock. Sorry, not this is Shock's babies. There is one more here too, which is this blue bar pie, which is going to be a pretty big bird by the looks of it, but it's actually a super looking bird, so I'm pretty excited to see how this one goes. Shock does, he does produce some pretty nice babies, so we'll see how this one turns out. There's one more round of Shock coming. We will check up on the breeders another day, not today, because I want to get these other birds out for a fly shortly, but I'm just showing you these guys that are coming through. We are on our last round of young birds at the moment. Like I said, we'll do a breeding update later on, because I've got a lot of babies. We've actually hit the hottest Christmas ever on record. We've lost a few babies in the eggs. I think this is why I like to be done early. We've got one more little baby, which I really like, which is one of the Vanderbilt crosses into my birds. These guys are really, really nice looking birds. So it's going to be interesting to see how they turn out. They're very muscly little things. Let's get these guys out for a bit of a fly. We'll do these guys first, and we'll just round you back up. That's one of Titan's babies here. Come on, in you go. All right. get you back in there, and then we're going to get these other guys out for a bit of a fly, because they've been doing really well, but they'll probably prove me wrong right now for some reason. All right, it's time to get these guys out for a fly. Probably hit the drones up there ready to go. I want to use it a bit this year, so hopefully these guys are used to it. They are looking at it, so we'll see how we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Come on, everyone. Last few years, out you go. Come on. I know you're watching it. It's okay. It's friendly. All right, they're out flying. Drone's up. Let's see if we can get some pretty good footage of them. Young birds all kidding together. You probably haven't seen them flying this well yet, but they are doing really well. All right, yeah, they didn't mind that too bad actually. Seems to work pretty well. Just want to get some pretty cool shots with it, but obviously they were a little bit too scared. It is reasonably windy. You can probably pick that up on the microphone a little bit. So this thing was working a fair bit harder, buzzing around. Got a couple in. They didn't mind it too much actually. I don't know where they've gone. Come on, the drone's gone now. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. All right, that's good. Come on, the rest of you is in. Come on, couple more. All right, I think that is all of them. Like, they didn't mind the drone when they're up flying around, but they didn't really want to come in the loft when it was buzzing really close to it. I think I might try it again on another day. I do want to get them really used to it because I really want to, like, it's not going to spook them. They are fine, they're young birds. It didn't really bother them too much. There might be one that's laying on the roof actually. But it'd be really nice to get them used to it so I can get some really cool footage. I do like trying different things on this channel, and hopefully it can be a really cool thing if we can get them used to it. I think we might try it with the older birds later on. I've just ran out of battery now. I do need to get those guys out for a fly, but you can see how well these guys did. Even with that drone buzzing around, they're just going to get used to it more and more every time. And it's going to be interesting, and hopefully next time the falcon turns up, I can actually have the drone ready and we can really get some cool footage. Maybe we can get pretty close to the falcon and maybe get some pretty cool images as well. It might even scare the falcon off just having it buzzing there. It's going to be really interesting to see, especially out here. Got all this space, so I'm allowed to fly the drones and stuff around here. These guys are pretty keen for a fly. But yeah, they're all having a bit of a drink now after their feed, which is good. So I'm going to leave these guys to it. Really good. I'm going to show you at the end what I did to make these guys snap out of it. I do have some footage here somewhere of those guys. I found that little mealy. He was the last one, actually probably second last to come in, but he vomited on the landing board. And he vomited out all these little seeds, what those guys have been eating. And it's a whole bunch of real random seeds. I don't really want them eating that. All these are really good. You've seen what they've done just then. They've been actually a lot better than that. They were just a little bit off with the drone. but that is perfectly fine because they'll get used to it being young birds. Once they get used to it a few times, they know it's not going to cause them any issues. But it's not all the time. Just every now and then I want to get some cool footage that I want to share with you guys, because this coming year it's going to be a lot different on here. We're going to do a lot of more higher edited stuff, and also try and get some drone footage and really cool footage in here for you guys, especially live streams. I wouldn't mind getting to some 4K stuff eventually too. Some of the series like Velocity, which will come up shortly, I would really like to put those into 4K for you guys that like to watch on the big TVs. So it's getting pretty busy. I've got a lot of things to do, but yeah, we'll get there one thing at a time. Let's get these other guys out for a bit of a fly. These guys are still hungry-ish, so I'll give them a little bit of a scratch feed later, which is working pretty well and keeping them in line. I'm not starving them, nothing like that. Just giving them what they should be getting. So let's get these other guys out for a bit of a fly. I'll just shut this up so the other ones don't creep back in there. So basically these guys are getting about a tablespoon and a half, so it's probably half more than what they should be just for loft flying. But then I give them little hand feeds like I was before every now and then as well. It's time to get all these guys out. What we've got in here as well, we've got one of the stock birds in here you've seen, the blue bar still. Haven't made a decision what I'm doing with him yet, and we've also got 2 hens that we've brought back in here as well. So one or two, I'd say one of the hens will be a little bit slow coming back in, but what we're doing now is actually just slowly, actually before we let them out, I'll just explain what I'm doing so you guys understand. We've got a hen over here, the little checkered one, and then there is a little blue bar hen over the back here with the orange ring. Both of those, see, these guys are hungry, which is good. We won't show you that guy in a minute. We'll get them out, but we're bringing in those hens and just breaking them back in because I'm going to fly them this season. So there is 2 of them. There is another 6 birds to come back into this team. So there should be around about 20 in this older bird team. We've sorted the reds out, but as long as they don't misbehave this time. But they're looking pretty good. I'm happy how these guys are turning out. You can just see the condition that these guys are in now that they are flying a lot. And I think I've got the feed balance right, where they're not starving, they're not full, they kind of get a little bit in the morning and a little bit in the evening like they are now, and it seems to be working pretty well. I think before I was overfeeding them, so we're just trying to get that balance right, and now we're getting them all lined up and hopefully get some condition in them ready for next season, because this will be all their first year racing like me actually, so we'll see how they go. You guys ready for a little fly? Let's do it. Let's get out of here. Let's go, let's go. Sometimes there's a couple of little stragglers in there, but I'll just push them out. They'll get used to it. Let's go. All right. And there they are there. These guys are really flying well at the moment. There is a very, very fine balance with these birds. Just because, if you've seen the footage that I put up before, of all those seeds, there is so much food out in all these fields because we've had such a bumper year of rain and everything's grown. These guys are already getting ready to come back in. So what I'll do is I'll just shut that. I'm not ready yet. I haven't got the food yet. I'm trying to talk to people here. I'll get them into this section anyway. All right, spread that out a bit. Come on. All right, there's food in here. Let's go. Come on, let's come inside. And I think 1 or 2 of those hens are still outside. Come on. It's the one with the little orange ring on there. Come on. She's been pretty good. She has been coming in. She might come in now. Oh, that's good. She's only been out a couple of times here. Come on. Oh, that's good. So she's pretty good. She's a mother to some of those in there. We had her paired up to the red checker. She's doing pretty well. You see this guy in the back here. So basically all I did was to whip all them other birds into line. All I did was take this little young bird out of all the young birds, and they all behaved straight away because he was a really naughty checker. So I'm in 2 minds whether I keep him or we remove him from the flock. But if we keep him, we're going to have to probably toss him just to see if he's even worth keeping, because at the moment he's just been an absolute pain. The problem is him. He was the problem, and he was the one, you try and starve him out, but he'd just go and fill up on food. Just couldn't win with him, so he's in here at the moment. I'm going to give him a little bit of a feed in a second, but I like him just to watch everyone at the moment, because he is the one that was staying out all the time. He'd stay out even when these guys were out. He probably learned that bad habit from the red ones, but we've broken those red ones. Those red ones are behaving now because we've found that balance. But yeah, this guy, I think he's set in his ways. I've tried to starve him out, but he just goes and eats all the peas and beans and things he finds. So yeah, we might have to just get rid of him, I think. We've got plenty of other birds. And basically we are pretty much sitting, we're in about our last round of birds now to bring over. We've got 6 in there, we've got 23 on the far side there, and we'll have about 20 here. So all up we'll have about 65 to 70 birds in here, which is, it's already getting around that number at the, well, we're probably around about 40 actually at the moment, but we've got a few more to bring back over. Look at that little black hen, she's beautiful. Really good flyer, this one too. So yeah, stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more videos. Don't stress about all the other bits and pieces I've been doing. I'm just going back to work, and I'm really trying to make things simple for myself, but still produce a lot of videos for you guys, and hopefully get some really better quality ones out, long ones too, so you can just kick back, put it on the big TV and just enjoy it. Hopefully I can get some 4K stuff out soon as well. So I've got a lot of surprises in the works for you guys that are starting to come out over the next few weeks, and I'm going to do some pretty crazy stuff, nothing that other people are doing in this sort of pigeon genre anyway. So it's probably why you hear I'm a little bit crazier than the rest. Alright, I'm going to catch you guys later. Let's do a little bit more hand feeding you guys, because this is quite relaxing now that we've got you guys in line. And it's time just to get you ready for the season. We're about 4 or 5 months away from racing, so we yeah, got to get you in line.